everyone, I am Sally. We are here today to explore a critical strategy for modern leadership, planned opportunism. This concept, pioneered by Vijay, addresses the fundamental challenge every business faces: how to thrive in a world of constant and unpredictable change. Let's break down the term. Opportunism isn't about being erratic. It's a frank acknowledgement that the future will be reshaped by sudden technological breakthroughs, shifts in consumer behavior, and unforeseen global events, changes that don't follow a straight line. The planned element is our response. It's the systematic, disciplined process we build to not just wait for these disruptions, but to actively scan the horizon for them, prepare for multiple outcomes, and position ourselves to seize the opportunities they present. In essence, it's about building a framework that allows us to exert some control over the unpredictable. The ultimate goal is a profound shift, moving from being reactive, constantly putting out fires, to being proactive, actively shaping and building the future we want to see. This isn't just a theory, it's a practical discipline for resilient growth. I will now welcome Nuaa.
Thank you, Sally. My name is Ngonzi. The journey of planned opportunism begins with sharpening our perception. We must learn to identify what are weak signals. These are not glaring headlines, but rather the subtle early whispers of change, a slight shift in demographic data, a nascent technology in a lab, a new pattern in customer feedback. They are easy to ignore, but crucial to detect. Companies excel at this by implementing systematic detection methods. For instance, the Tata Consultancy Services (TCS) used a data digital platform to crowdsource insights from this vast workforce, while other firms use dedicated task forces. The story of TCS is a powerful example. They identified the weak signal that their booming call center business, while profitable, was a strategic dead end that would drain resources and limit future growth. Their courageous decision to divest was an act of planned opportunism, abandoning a secure present to build a more prosperous future. I now welcome Glory.
Thank you, Nuaa. My name is Glory. Let's bring this to life with a masterclass in planned opportunism. Hasbro, imagine being a leading board game company and seeing weak signals that technology, family structures, and shopping habits are all changing at once. Hasbro didn't panic. They planned, they saw the signal of digital gaming not as a threat to monopoly, but as a new platform for it. They noticed changing family dynamics and began marketing directly to grandparents. They recognized the power of brands like Transformers and leveraged them into blockbuster movies. This wasn't a one of lucky guess. It was the result of discipline, CEO-led process of continuously asking, what does our current success depend on, and how might that change? The result was a spectacular transformation and market outperformance, proving that even a classic company can write its own future. Now I'm welcoming Mariam.
Thank you, Glory. My name is Mariam. Identifying a great opportunity is only half the battle. The key to planned opportunism is de-risking your move through disciplined experimentation. The philosophy is simple: learn fast and fail cheap. Consider Mahindra & Mahindra, M&M. Their dream was to build the Scorpio SUV, a $120 million gamble. Instead of betting it all, they first built the Bolero, a $5 million experiment. This wasn't the final product. It was a learning platform to test their design, their manufacturing, and their marketing. This frugal experiment de-risked their massive investment. In stark contrast, look at Hasbro's misstep with romper room schools. They rushed in with a built-in and they will come mentally, with no small-scale test. They were a toy company trying to run a service business. The result was a painful, costly failure. The lesson is clear. Experimentation is not a sign of indecision. It is a tool of a shrewd strategist. I would like to welcome Philomena to continue.
Thank you, Maria. My name is Philomena. To make planned opportunism sustainable, you need more than just a good idea. You need the right organization architecture. IBM mastered this with its Emerging Business Opportunities, EBO, program. They organized that radical new ideas like their early persistive computing initiative could be killed by the short-term profit, pressure, and risk processes of their main business unit. The EBO program was the solution. It created protected spaces, corporate greenhouses where these new ventures could grow. These terms were not charged on quarterly revenue, but on their progress in testing hypotheses and reaching development milestones. By partnering with customers in real-world experiments, they turned a fuzzy concept into what we now call the Internet of Things. Initially, ultimately rebuilding $1 billion business. This shows that the process and structure are not the enemies of innovation, but its essential enablers. I now welcome Shalfia.
Thank you, Philomena. I am Sharfia. All this culminates in a fundamental shift in leadership mindset. The article offers a brilliant metaphor. As leaders, we are all riding two horses. One foot is on one horse of fate, the unpredictable market dynamics, the black swan events, the action of competitors. We cannot control this horse. We can only respect its power and hedge against its risk. Our other foot is on the horse of free will. This represents everything within our control: our strategy, our process, our culture of innovation, and our willingness to experiment. This is the horse we must learn to steer with concentrated effort. Planned opportunism is not about controlling the uncontrollable. It's about providing the reins, the map, the skills to experimentally steer the horse of free will, ensuring we navigate whatever terrain of horse of fate carries across. In conclusion, the path forward is clear. Planned opportunism is a continuous reinforcing cycle. It begins by acting as a sensor, constantly scanning for those all-important weak signals. It then moves to the hypothesis, where we rigorously define what we need to be true for the opportunity to be real. Finally, the experiment using low-cost tests to turn uncertainty into knowledge and risk into reward. This discipline cycle is how we stop being passive bystanders and become active architects of our destiny. This is the practice of building the future day by day. To leave you with the words of Vijay himself: planned opportunism is a way to control of the future instead of being passive in the face of its unpredictability. Thank you.